This is your moment, right here, right now. No more waiting, no more thinking, no more hesitating. It's time to listen to that inner calling. The voice within you that has been calling at you, scratching and probing to get you to finally say, I think it's time to rediscover who we really are and where I need to go and what my purpose is. It starts today. The way we're going to start is by doing one of the hardest things we can. And that is number one, time to let go of old stories that have been holding you back. If you don't mind, I'm going to quickly share a dream I had. I dream all the time. I dream every night. And I'm a big believer that dreams carry information. They carry it from the unconscious. They package it in their own mysterious ways, and trying to decode them is a whole other thing. And it's very difficult to do. But oftentimes they can be so glaring, it's hard to miss. I had a dream, I would say probably about last week, that my house was being burnt down. And I remember standing outside looking at it, and I was thinking, what do I do? How do I put this fire out? And it was a type of fire that somehow I felt in the dream that you can't put this fire out. It was this, I guess, magical fire, no amount of water can put it out. And it was just going up in flames. I was panicking, worrying, think about my wife, my kids. My child. I have to call and let him know what's going on. And I was freaking out and I didn't know what to do. And I had to call 911 eventually after I had a period of denial and I wasn't believing this was happening. There's no way. I was rejecting the moment. Until eventually I had to face it, call 911, and then say, there's a fire happening at my house. But at that point, I woke up. And after reflecting on it, the burning house was a symbolism of an old story, an old home that I was resting in and sitting in. And it was something that I was attached to. I loved that place, and that place was being a world champion in jiu-jitsu. That was something that I was in love with. It was who I identified with. And when there came a point during that journey where I lost the passion to be a world champion. I've won titles. I've won a lot of titles. I've done very well for myself in the scene of jiu-jitsu, but couldn't take it to that pinnacle level that I was dreaming about for a big chunk of my adolescent life. And when I woke up losing my identity because I lost the passion and didn't know who I was anymore, I was confused. Didn't know where to go. Didn't know who I was. Tried to rediscover everything. And it took me a couple of years of being in the desert, as they say, and building a new method and my Rule of Three method to get out of it. But to circle back to that dream, the burning house was a symbolism of letting go of an old story. Letting that old story just burn and go. And it was almost as if I couldn't let it go, partly. And that dream manifested itself, the unconscious, I should say, manifested itself into, and it wasn't even the house I currently live in, but it was a home I know. I knew that home. I knew that place. I understood it and I loved it. But watching it burn and experiencing that rejection was a reminder of that moment that I rejected, that passion fading away, and not understanding why this is happening. But then accepting that reality, first accepting it and embracing it and taking it with courage was the next step forward. And so that dream was a reminder that the old story, you have to burn it. It has to be let go of. Because then you're going to find a new home. You're going to find a new place. You will. But the way it starts after that, or I should say the way it continues, is to tackle the shadows that exist within you. Understanding those parts of you that you're not very proud of, and you want to ignore, and perhaps you want to present a polished look. Perhaps you want to put barriers between that with money, cars, and status, or maybe you don't even do any of that. Maybe you seclude yourself, hide away. Perhaps you feel you're undeserving of attention. You're undeserving of love. There's both polarities. There's passive and active. Self-destructive, outwardly destructive. And it's acknowledging that that is part of who you are, but it is not who you are entirely. It is not yours. It is not who you are holistically. You are just out of balance. That when you integrate and you align those powerful energies that can be both self-destructive and also outwardly destructive at the expense of other people, but also yourself too, even the outwardly aggressive, that is still, you're still killing yourself inside. Grandstanding bullies are either bullies internally or they feel small internally and it kills them inside. And so understanding that those energies, those strong energies, when harnessed and understood through understanding them and confronting them with curiosity, adventure, compassion, love, and gratitude, there has to be some gratitude. Because even the bad memories has brought something to your life. Maybe it's brought you discipline. Maybe it's brought you compassion. Maybe it's brought you resilience. It is in there. It's packaged in there. But we have to embrace it. And we have to look at it and understand it. And of course it's hard. All the clients I work with, I tell them, this is not easy. It's not easy. But it gets easier. Your courage becomes stronger. And as you start to channel that energy within you, these archetypal energies that have been around for thousands of years that we cannot cast out, it is a part of who you are. Rejecting them will only lead to suppression, and they will manifest themselves in some way. They will leak. And they will manifest in anger, addiction, guilt, self-abuse. You cannot cast them out. And so understanding them, harnessing them, integrating them, bringing them into your story, moving towards this new home, this new direction, is going to be one of the greatest adventures of your life. It'll be the greatest adventure of your life. If this resonated with you, I'd love for you to join my community. If you click that button below, it'll send you over to my website. And on that website, you sign up to my monthly newsletter, where I will give you all the information on my Rule of Three method to help you rediscover who you are, rebuild purpose back in your life, and move towards a soul and ego integrated state. And then as a thank you for joining the community, I'm going to send you my 3-step identity rebuilding guide as a toolkit to get you started in that journey. This is a community I wish I had when I went through my years of identity loss. Not knowing who I was, stuck in nihilism and depression, and I had to rebuild myself using this method and then packaging it and being now more than excited. But this is a deep purpose and meaning for me to help you through this. And so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.